Hello everyone, it's Claudia for Eat Color with Claudia. And today's dish is perfect for any occasion, whether it's Christmas Day, a festive holiday dinner, or even just a cozy weeknight meal. Spinach and ricotta stuffed shells is a hearty, cheesy, bubbly baked pasta dish that is not only delicious, but it's guaranteed to warm your heart. Let's talk about our ingredients. We've got jumbo pasta shells because they've got these little pockets of joy where we can just put our stuffing of cheesy goodness right in there. And we have fresh baby spinach because yes, greens can be delicious. And high quality ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, Pecorino Romano cheese, and an egg. And last but not least, marinara sauce. Now this isn't just any ordinary sauce. It's my mom's authentic Southern Italian marinara sauce recipe, passed down through the generations. You make it with just canned tomatoes, a little bit of garlic, parsley. It's just so easy. This is the best sauce. Check out my video on how to make it. It's the real deal. Since the sauce is ready to go, let's start by wilting spinach. 4 cups packed spinach, fresh, beautiful spinach leaves. Just lay them in a skillet, a dry pan. Don't add any water or oil or anything. They're just gonna wilt just like this in a pan on medium high. Now, as it cooks, you want to stir this occasionally. You don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pan. Spinach is not only a traditional ingredient in stuffed shells, also adds a healthy, vibrant green touch. This is just about perfectly wilted. It's a good thing we started off with 4 cups because there's barely anything left. When it's done now, just take it off the stove top and let it cool down. Now let's cook these jumbo shells. So I've been boiling a nice big pot of water, and you want to wait for it to get to a real rolling boil before you salt it. And go ahead and salt the water now generously, like the sea. And then you're going to pour your jumbo shells on into your pot. And I've got 30 shells. We're not going to use them all, but inevitably some always crack while cooking. So now cook your pasta according to package directions, but subtract 1 minute. So this box says 9 minutes, so we're going to cook this for 8 minutes. So let me set my timer. While the pasta's cooking, you want to gently give it a stir every now and then to keep it from sticking to each other. When the pasta's cooked, drain it and lay it out on a plate, in a pan or bowl, wherever, and let it cool. And I always like to put it on a little bit of wax paper. Right now they're just too hot to handle, and we'll let them cool and we'll go make our filling. Only other prep we need to do is grate a cup of either Pecorino Romano cheese or some Parmesan cheese, whichever you prefer. Both will work just fine. Well, that looks like a good cup plus. In your bowl, we need ricotta cheese. This right here is 32 ounces. We don't need it all. We just need 16 ounces. So I'm just going to put in half of this. Now use a fork and just break up your ricotta cheese. Now you want to use high quality ricotta cheese because that's just going to only enhance the flavor of the dish. Now stir in the spinach. Stir it well with the fork. Forgot to tell you, but you can grate just a little bit of nutmeg in your dish here because it complements that dairy so well. It just needs just a little pinch, that's all. Grab about, a good 1/4 cup of that yummy Parmesan cheese or your Pecorino Romano cheese and go ahead and give it a little stir. You can season it with just a little bit of salt. The cheese is already pretty salty, especially if you use that Pecorino Romano cheese. There's more salt than that, so be careful. And then what you do, want to put some nice pepper in there. And again, give it a stir. Now it's time to add an egg. And I just like to just crack it on the side of the bowl here so that, well, I can see if I get a shell in there. But also, then it makes it easy for me to just kind of give it a little bit of a scramble and then mix it all in together. That egg, it acts like a binder so that this mixture stays together and it doesn't just like run out of your shells when you try to eat them. Oh my, and also if you notice, I've been using a fork this whole time because this is going to keep your mixture light and fluffy. We are ready to assemble. And you want to start with either a 9x13, maybe like a ceramic pan. You can do, like a rectangle like this or a nice round one. But regardless of whatever you do, you want to start off and pour that beautiful marinara sauce on the first layer here and spread it down. And you want to be nice and generous. Now, pick up a shell. Now, this is going to be a little bit messy, but it's okay. Your hands are clean. And you want to scoop in now your filling. And just try to reach in and get all that filling into the side of the shell here. And you want to be very generous. You want to stuff it nice. And then take it and lay it down into your pan. Now, if anybody is home with you, why call them into the kitchen? Because this is like a really great family project. It's a pasta arts and craft project. And just keep on doing this now till you get all your pasta shells filled and you run out of filling. Now here we go, the last one. And boy, did I scrape this bowl to make sure I got every ounce of filling. Now you want to take the marinara and you want to top each one of these little stuffed shells with a little bit of sauce. And I tell you, every time I make marinara sauce, of course, I think of my mom and I think about how like this sauce is like tied to so many traditions. And it just like, it always just pulls the event, pulls the dish, just pulls everything together. Now take your Parmesan or your Pecorino Romano cheese and really sprinkle it nice on top of everything. And now finish with pieces of mozzarella. You can just tear them up and just lay them on there. It's just so much more fun. Just use your hands. Makes this easy. It's almost impossible to shred this mozzarella cheese. Now cover your dish lightly with aluminum foil and you're going to bake it in the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes. That's the first bake. And then we're going to take the foil off and put it back in for another 20 minutes until it's all nice and bubbly and the cheese is all melted on top. We had some leftover shells. And you know what? I make a delicious lasagna soup and you can use these shells in that soup. So be sure to check this video too for all these leftover shells you might have. In the oven it goes and I'll be right back. And here it is, spinach and ricotta stuffed shells baked to perfection. Well, actually, I could have squished the shells a little closer together. The pan was kind of big for the amount of shells I was able to make, but you know what? It's still gonna taste delicious. Now serve this warm, sprinkle a little bit of fresh parsley, and I tell you what, pair it with a light salad, some bread, a little white wine. You cannot go wrong. This dish, these stuffed shells, they're heavenly. Creamy, cheesy, flavorful, just amount of everything in here. And Mom's marinara sauce, well, they did pull it all together. Y'all need to make this dish. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And thanks for subscribing to the channel. And until next week, y'all, bon appetit.